Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dr. Delatorro. Welcome back to my channel. You know, Eric Thomas says something that I love. He says, when you find your why, you don't hit the snooze button anymore. Simon Sinek says that whys are more powerful than whats. And Dr. Delatorro says, when the why is strong enough, the what doesn't matter and the how shows up. My friend, it's your why that really counts. So in this video, we're gonna talk about your why. We're gonna talk about your purpose, because here's what I firmly believe. Every single day, we need to be living life with a sense of purpose and passion. I talk about it in my brand new Wall Street Journal USA Today best-selling book, Shifting to a Higher Gear, that we've got to live life in drive. And I believe that many of us are asleep right now. Y'all, we're sleeping on our income potential. We're sleeping on our academic potential. We're sleeping on our relational potential, our marital potential. We're asleep, and it's time to wake up and live every day with a sense of purpose and passion and meaning and connection. So listen, I'm gonna ask you 7 questions in this video that will help to reignite your purpose and your passion. Now let's slow down that word, passion, real quick. I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm gonna do it now. Passion, on. Your passion is how you pass yourself on to humanity. Slow down the word passion. When you slow down the word passion, it's how do I pass my greatness on to others? How did Henry Ford do it? He did it through the automobile. How did Steve Jobs do it? He did it through the Apple computer. How has Mel Gibson done it? He's done it through film and television. Denzel Washington, the same thing. So my friend, if you and I are gonna really take our lives and our goals and our dreams and our income to the next level, we gotta do it with a sense of purpose, and we gotta do it with a sense of passion. So I'm gonna ask you 7 powerful questions. I want you to fire off in the comments. Write these 7 questions down, and I want you to journal about these questions, and I want you to take the answers to these questions and use them to live a much more powerful and profound life. So let's unlock your purpose and passion in this video right now. Question number 1 I have for you. What do you love? If you're gonna live life with a sense of purpose and passion, and if you're gonna go after your speaking dreams with a sense of purpose and passion, my friend, you gotta get clear about what you absolutely, positively love to do. And I think this is such a very, very important conversation. I'm not asking you what you like to do. I'm not asking you what you're interested in. I'm asking what you have an absolute, write these 2 words down, magnificent obsession over. What is your magnificent obsession? Put it in the comments. We all have some magnificent obsession. For some of us, it's technology. For some of us, it's the metaverse. For some of us, it's entrepreneurship. For those of us who are in the speaking space, right? What is your magnificent obsession? What is the thing that you really love to do? You got to get clear about what that is. I love speaking. I love impacting the lives of people that I've never met. I love transforming mindsets. I love shifting people's paradigms. I love coming into a room with people I've never met and in an hour creating brand new friendships. I love traveling to places I've never been on someone else's dime. I love the fact that I get a chance to do what I enjoy and the thing that I've mastered for a living and get paid very well to do it. Second question, what do your close friends and family always tell you that you're good at? When I was growing up, one of the things that I constantly heard as a kid was, man, you've got a lot of personality. Man, you speak well. My mother was a Sunday school teacher and an English teacher, so if you were gonna be Olivia's kid, you had to be articulate at some level. Does that make sense? So I grew up in a home where articulation and grammar and punctuation and diction were something that was always brought up in conversation. And so I knew I couldn't just talk slang, I couldn't talk the current language, I sure as heck couldn't curse, couldn't do any of that. I couldn't take any of those linguistic shortcuts with my mother. It wouldn't work with her. Does that make sense? So at the end of the day, I learned early in my childhood that I was constantly complimented on my ability to speak, my personality, and my smile. Does that make sense? So what do your close friends and family always tell you that you're good at? Because sometimes, y'all, it's hard to see the picture when we're the frame because we're too close to our gift and talent. And some of you all need someone else who's looking back at you to tell you how incredible you are. So when you think about what people, positive people, not negative, toxic, self-defeating individuals have to say about you, we could care less about that, right? But what do positive, powerful, connected, soulful, good, genuine, hearted people constantly say that you're good at? I guarantee you, over the course of your life, some things have constantly been coming up for you that your friends and family have always complimented you on. Maybe it was your fashion sense. Maybe it was your cooking. Maybe it was your health and wellness. Maybe it was your eye for photography or cinematography. There's something that your family and friends, those that love you and care about you, trust those positive things that they say about you because that's a clue to your purpose and your passion. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this video. Listen, if you know that you're ready to get more clients, contacts, contracts, and cash, register for our upcoming 5-day challenge. It's called Monetize Your Message. MonetizeYourMessageChallenge.com. The link is in the bio. Number 3, what is it that you do that when you do it, you feel like you're making a major impact on other people? Do you feel like when you teach that you make a major impact on other people, when you coach, when you consult, when you train, when you speak, when you deliver, when you impart knowledge and wisdom, when you give people shortcuts? When you look at the things that you do that make an impact on others, what are the things that constantly come up for you? Because those are massive keys to not only your purpose, which is what you're meant to be doing, but your passion, which is the chutzpah, the spunk, the pizzazz, the gravitas with which you do it. Does that make sense? So what do you love to do? What do your close friends and family always tell you that you're good at? What do you do that makes you feel like you've had a massive impact on others? And watch this one. Here's number 4. Are you ready? What do people always say that they enjoy most about you? What do other people admire most about you? When you say, okay, man, I admire your ability to do this, or I admire your ability to do that. What do people always tell you that they admire about you? So not only do I want to know what do your friends and family say about you from the time you were young up until now, because that gives us a history, but to this present day, what are people constantly saying about you in the now that allows you to be incredible, that allows you to be amazing? Because my friend, there are some important dots that we need to connect between all these. What do people admire most about you? Okay. Question number 5. If every job or career paid the same money, if every job and if every career paid the same money, what would you do? See, I believe a lot of us pick jobs and fields and we pick careers and industries more so because we think it's gonna get us our Mercedes-Benz and our 3,500 square foot house with our 3-car garage in a gated community. It's gonna get us that dream and our 2.4 vacations a year, right? It's gonna get us that quote dream life faster. So we pick jobs and careers based upon what's gonna give us the money to be able to live that quote dream, right? But what if every job, career, and occupation paid exactly the same? What if the garbage collector made the same amount of money as the Wall Street Journal USA Today best-selling author? What if the educator made the same money as the brain surgeon, right? What if every occupation paid the same? So you couldn't pick it based upon what was gonna get you the dream faster, but you had to pick your career based upon your purpose and passion and what fulfills you every day. What would you do? See, I love speaking because speaking fulfills me. And I get a chance to do it, I can do it anywhere. Because of the power of the internet, because of the power of Wi-Fi, I can impact my phone, social media, right? If I'm not booked for a major keynote or a major talk or a major training or a major 3 or 4 day event that we're hosting or a major mastermind or a major whatever, television or whatever, I can pick up my phone and boom, still be operating in the gift. I can record a podcast episode and still be operating in the gift. I can write a chapter for a future book and still be operating in the gift. Does that make sense? So I love the fact that my speaking career allows me to be able to impact people in so many different ways. So if I made the same money as anybody else, I'm still straight because I get a chance to do what I love for a living. And because I've gotten incredibly good at it, I get paid well to do it. Does that make sense? Let's keep going. Number 6, what problem in others are you good at solving? And one of my great mentors, his name was Bishop Noel Jones, taught me this probably about 15, 16 years ago. He said, Dr. Delatorro, as soon as you were born on this earth, a problem was dropped on this earth at the same time. And he said, now, what's supposed to happen is you and the problem that you solve are supposed to connect. And when you, as the problem solver, with the problem that was put on the earth at the same time, connect, calling has been reached. You've reached your calling. Now you're supposed to live your life fulfilling your calling, right? So, but most people don't do that. And imagine the world that we would live in if Oprah Winfrey didn't find her calling. What if Malcolm X never found his calling? What if Les Brown never found his calling? And every one of those individuals solve a significant problem in humanity. What problem do you solve? That problem that you solve is an indicator to what your purpose and passion really is. And people, write this down in the comments, people pay people to solve problems. If you want to make more money, solve a bigger problem, okay? Question number 7, what would you do if you knew that you couldn't fail? See, one of the things that I think holds most of us back is that we say, okay, well, I'd like to do that, but who's gonna listen to me? Who's gonna book me? Who's gonna read my book? Who's gonna buy my book? Who's gonna listen to my podcast? So we let all these fears and all of this sense of, if I experience failure, then I can't go after it. Does that make sense? And what you have to understand is you've got to put the work in and you've got to put the time in. Every single industry and every single career is gonna have its pedaling uphill season. No way you're gonna get around that. But once you're done with pedaling uphill, you're gonna get to that point in place where you're gonna be able to coast. But my friend, you gotta be willing to put the work in and you gotta be willing to put the time in. And so here's my question to you. What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail? If failure was not an option, but as Einstein said brilliantly, it's actually a privilege reserved exclusively for those who try, then my friend, if you knew you couldn't fail, what would you go after? Would you go after your speaking career if you knew you couldn't fail? Would you write that book? Would you launch that podcast if you knew it would massively succeed? I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and you know what he said? Because, I coach authors and speakers and influencers, teach them how to write books and then how to go from books to stages and television and things of that nature. And one of the things that my friend and I were talking about, he said, you know what? I don't really believe in writer's block. I said, really? I said, why is that? He said, because I believe that most authors, if they knew their book would be a bestseller, they would write it in 3 months to be done. He said, the problem that you have is not writer's block. The problem you have is you have a poor belief in the success of your book. I was like, man, that's so good. And we talked about that and we unpacked that. It's like, yeah, it's like if you knew that 20,000 people were gonna buy that book as soon as you were done writing it, you would get that thing done in no time flat. Tell the truth. Be honest. Put it in the comments. It's okay. If you knew that if you wrote that play, that 100,000 people would come and watch it in person, wouldn't you write it? Of course you would. So my friend, the problem is not our gift or our talent or our purpose and our passion. 9 times out of 10, our biggest issue is our belief that people will come support our purpose and our passion. And that's why you've got to do it no matter what. I love that Lisa Nichols talked. She wrote that book, No Matter What. Because when you believe in your dream and your vision and you do it no matter what, people get behind that level of unapologetic confidence, conviction, faith, and belief. And that's what you got to do. So in these 7 questions, I just wanted to kind of just spark your purpose and your passion. You are meant to get up every single day and do what you love for a living. And I am a living, breathing example of the fact that it is 5,000,000% possible for you to get up and do what you love and do what you were put on this planet to do. It's purpose. Purpose is the fulfillment of the original intent for a thing. That's what purpose is. There was an original intent in the mind of the manufacturer who made that blender in my kitchen. Using that blender to make smoothies is using it for its purpose. Putting a bunch of wrenches in that blender is not using it for its purpose. Does that make sense? Passion is the way, the chutzpah, the energy, the vitality, the zest, the excitement, the exuberance with which you fulfill your purpose. I believe these questions are going to give you some keys and to give you some answers to unlock your purpose and your passion so that you can do what you love and getting paid incredibly well to do it. Cannot wait to work with you. Book a call with our team. See how we can support you in taking your dreams to the next level.